but that hero is kind of out. But I think he might bring it back. I don't know. Some people have run that. You terrify me, by the way. You're an endless fountain of Dota knowledge. My God, my entire all week, I'm gonna try to ask one question that's gonna stump you. I don't think it's gonna happen, dude. I'm literally terrified sitting next to you.
Don't
You know so much. Where'd you learn all this stuff from? What do you do? How do you learn?
I've just been playing games.
Teach me.
Games and games.
Play games? Play more games. How do I do that?
The first step is gonna be to let the Omni go for 1 or 2 games and try another character.
You can shut your dirty mouth right there. All right, guys, no need.
If you feel like you've missed anything regarding DreamLeague, maybe matches, the pre-show, where we talk nonsense, or red buttons that are always fun to watch, you can go check out our YouTube channel, DH DreamLeague. Also, if you want to see extra behind-the-scenes footage, you can follow DH DreamLeague on Snapchat. And we're also on Twitter. And, well, what have you. It is, once again, DH DreamLeague on Twitter as well. And with that being said, it's time to get into the draft of our first game. We have Navi, no Diggity. We are in the draft. First pick has already been done. It is a Beastmaster on the side of no Diggity. And let's see what else we have from them. So we have Enchantress, Chen Band, as well as Lone Druid, and the Faceless Void.
Already two very good bands from No Diggity. Like, those heroes are typically pressure heroes. Like Enchantress and Chen, they're gonna pressure the lanes. They're gonna punish you for running greedy junglers. You don't want to play Enigma, for example, versus Enchantress. Or, I mean, if you do, you gotta realize that you're gonna get pressured. The Enchantress is gonna roam in your jungle, etc., etc. So just banning aggression from the get-go. On the other side, Navi, they went for very classic bans, the Lone Druid and the Void. And I'm very surprised Prophet hasn't been picked yet. So that's very interesting, because it's definitely a top pick for both teams. But, like, Navi, they're not picking their offlaner yet. Doesn't seem like they care, although a lot of offlaners have been banned already. Like, you can see the Batrider, the Enchantress, the Void, the Syllabear, and the Beastmaster first pick.
Yeah.
So Navi are gonna have a offlane problem.
Well, they picked the Oracle up themselves, so you would imagine that they go for the Darkseer, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the obvious ones, I guess, still remaining as well.
Definitely, it's a very good ban for No Diggity, and also, obviously, Funnick is... General. I always think of Funnick and Navi and Funnick. General is a very good Darkseer player. Very good Batrider as well, so that's a very good ban, obviously, from No Diggity.
Indeed. Yeah. I feel like Navi, they're being smart with their bans too. We've seen Diggity run Void all the time. It's either Void or Enigma.
Yeah.
So they're taking out one of their star players. We might see an Enigma ban later as well if they don't snag it up. But who's next for Diggity? Who would you want to ban out here?
If No Diggity bans, I think... I mean, right now, I'm not sure, honestly, because Navi didn't reveal much. I think you should just keep banning offlane heroes. Yeah, Brood. Yeah, that's a good ban. I think you should... Navi didn't reveal anything. Like, they gotta have Invoker mid, most likely. But that's all you can say, according to the draft, honestly. Whereas No Diggity, you already know the type of game that they want to play. They went for Lycan. I really like that pick. Lycan is a great hero against OD. It's not used so much, but it's... OD is a hero that needs to stand his ground and fight. Yeah. He needs to be able to hit people, but when you have to run away from the burst damage of a Lycan, and you obviously do, because Lycan bursts any hero in the game, then OD is a non-factor, pretty much. So what's gonna happen is that Lycan's just gonna run at OD, and OD is gonna, like, his only move will be to probably banish himself, and I'm not even sure that's worth it. So Lycan is a problem for OD. It's a hero that just runs at him and causes a lot of problems. And as we said during the pre-game analysis, like, Dichira is a very good Lycan player. Yeah. And Lycan and Invoker together, very scary. A lot of summons, a lot of pushing potential. It's a classic duo core, let's say.
Would you say that you are liking that pick then?
Yeah. I mean,
got him. Yeah.
Sort of. Sort of.
We both were just quiet in awe. In awe.
Thank you. I worked on that all night last night.
To me, this is the classic No Diggity draft. Like, they have so many ways to save themselves. I really like this OD Venge combo because it makes it really difficult to play against, because like, you can't go on a hero and he's probably gonna get Astral. If he doesn't, he's gonna get swapped. Like, if they use their spells correctly, it can be very confusing to fight against a lineup like this. It's very hard. The spell usage becomes very difficult. But Lycan doesn't care. Lycan just runs at people and hits everyone. You want to swap him out? Sure, I'll kill you and I'll kill him later. So it doesn't really matter.
Why Venge? I mean, Venge is usually picked up mostly only against the Faceless Void these days, but
it's a mistake.
why not a different lockdown?
I mean, for the swap, like OD is a hero that needs very good positioning in the fight. So if they ever open the fight on him, then you swap him out, and then he repositions himself. And so it's a very good hero to couple with OD. It's great with Beast because the junction of the auras, like the damage aura plus the attack speed aura, makes those two heroes together. Venge turns any lineup into an objective lineup because suddenly, I mean, OD doesn't push so much, but if he has Beastmaster and Venge on the team, then they have a lineup. Whenever they win a fight, they can just take 2 towers, maybe even a set of racks. And it also gives them the Roshan ability. They can take Rosh so easily with this lineup. So it becomes very scary.
I'm actually never going to stump you, am I? Okay.
So if you look at these two lineups, which kind of game plan do you like most?
I like Digity's game plan more. I think it's, I mean, I don't know if I like it more, but it's more stable. It's more reliable. But I mean, we still haven't seen so much from Navi right now because they have sort of weak lanes.
Ooh!
Shadow
Oh my
Demon.
god, what is this?
It's a new hero.
New hero!
Okay, I mean, it's sort of good in the game, but I'm not sure I like the pick so much. They picked it because it's good versus Beastmaster Roar. You can disrupt the Roar target. They also have Oracle for that, and it's very good with Invoker overall. It's gonna be a Shadow Demon that's gonna roam a lot. You disruption into Sunstrike, it's very effective. With Soul Catcher, you can't kill any hero.
That would be like a combo hero? Shouldn't they be?
Yeah.
Are they going to be picking a Kunkka, or what are they going to do with
I think
that
they
now?
should, because
Yeah?
if it's just, I mean, they should pick something, some sort of. They need to use the Shadow Demon because right now, yeah, they have the Sunstrike to combo with him, but Oracle and Lycan are.
Not
Slaughter
really.
Shadow Demon used to be a thing for
that
the
could be
offlane
great.
as well.
That could be good. I like Slaughter Invoker. Lycan Slaughter is it's a bit too much, but I don't know. This draft from Navi is very unconventional, so I'm not sure. But they could go aggressive as well. They could decide to run the Lycan versus the Beastmaster one-on-one. I think it's a bit favored for the Beastmaster, but I'm sure the Lycan can still get a lot. And then they go aggressive with Shadow Demon, Oracle plus another hero. They have Sunstrike to help them out and the Hall from the Lycan. So they could do a lot of damage. And I think Diggity runs OD on the safe lane as well. So you might want to shut him down. That's Yap's or Earth Spirit too. I haven't seen it.
No?
I never saw it actually.
Wow. You don't actually have to play Earth Spirit to win as Earth Spirit, right?
Wow.
Yes.
I guess.
Wow.
It is indeed a hero that's. I mean, I find the hero unbalanced, but it requires a lot of skill
Yeah,
to
that's
play
The skill
correctly.
cap is high on the
Yeah,
hero.
it is. It really is. That's for sure.
5 seconds
But that's very interesting. Earth Spirit.
What do you make of it? You like it in this lineup?
I don't know. I think it's good. Like it's gonna secure lanes. He's gonna be able to roam. It's decent with OD. The Astrid is a very good setup for the roll in into whatever spell he wants to use. But I think it's a bit risky.
What do the teams lack?
Damage.
Remaining.
They
Both
heavily
of
lack
them?
damage. No Diggity.
No Diggity lacks
They don't have damage. Like sure they roar someone, then the OD is gonna go in, hit once or twice. Eventually the Earth Spirit might get his ulti off, but I mean generally they lack a lot of damage.
Okay, so Klings is removed.
Especially because they have a Shadow
That's
Demon, so
one
whoever you open on, like he's gonna disrupt him, you're not gonna be able to burst him before he disrupts him. So I think their lineup is not balanced yet. They need both teams need like this very good last pick to turn their lineups into something very good.
Which one is that?
That's really tough to say. Honestly, I can't call the last pick for Navi. I have no idea. I don't know. I think they're thinking about being very aggressive. So I'd say something that pressures. But Darcy is banned. I don't think Prophet is the pick at all. I think Prophet would be a big mistake
For either team?
for Navi, for sure. I think they need to look at something unconventional on the offlane that pressures. Maybe even a dual lane.
Come on, Kunkka.
Dual lane Kunkka Shadow Demon? Can we have it happen,
Or they go
please?
all
Just
in
like
aggressive.
my pubs, please.
But what does General play besides those heroes? I don't think I've
He's
seen
played a
him.
lot of Batrider recently, but
Yeah.
that one's already removed.
Plays
so
a lot of voids.
Not a lot of options left.
Tough call. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure. They definitely need something aggressive.
Well, it seems like they're not sure either. They're
No,
taking
they're
quite a
taking
long time to
Yeah,
pick their
it's a
hero.
very tough last pick, honestly. One of the toughest I've seen, actually.
It's still going to be the Nature's
Yeah.
Prophet.
I'm not a fan of it, but we'll see how it works out. Gives them more global pressure, and I mean, they do have this like summon lineup. They can spawn trees, necros, wolves, forest spirits, and they just push your high ground without even committing. So that's
Ultimate
good for them.
carry that can counter push, because they kind of don't have a lot of that. Is it Gyrocopter game?
I think the OD is going to be on the safe lane, especially because they have a Nature's Prophet now.
Okay.
He's quite good at killing treants. He doesn't really care. I think they're looking for a mid for Corkspa rather. That would be my call, but it could also be something else. They need anti-push for sure.
Dragon Knight. Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Could even be something like a Windrunner or something safer like this. I think it could work.
Of course, it's going to be a Wind
They
Ranger.
need burst, long range burst. So Windrunner works. Zeus can be decent as well.
I feel like this is something that pro teams do a lot. They just say, well, we kind of don't know what we do. Let's do an early game push.
Yeah.
Everybody loves early game push. I mean, how do you go wrong?
It can be very effective, especially against the heroes that no Diggity are running.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's very
Called
good.
it.
So they're gonna take the different approach. They're gonna fight them. So
Yeah.
when they show the towers, they're just gonna go in with the gyro.
I need to hear it from you guys. Who is gonna take this?
You know, I typically like no Diggity. I've been strength is lockdown team fights, and I don't feel like they have as much lockdown as they're used to. I think Navi's gonna pull a win here, despite what I want.
Okay, Slack Things Navi, first game. What do you think?
I think no Diggity are favorites, but I really like the draft, the Lycan draft.
Yeah.
the Lycan, the
You
draft.
liking that draft?
I like the Draftkin, so I'm gonna go with
jump
Navi,
limbs.
but because I want to be on the outsider side.
There we go.
You're gonna be on the outsider side,
Yeah, you know the.
but you're both on there.
No, but he wants to be on. You know, they're not the favorites to win.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Well,
want the favorites to
you
win.
know,
There we go.
since I now have the chance to, you know, basically jump on the hype train of Navi, or I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I think I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Devil's advocate? Yeah, no.
Devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate,
Damn
guys. That's what I said. That's what I mean. It is time for game one of No Diggity versus Navi with OD Pixel and Rascal.
Casters in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it away.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome over to the casting panel here at DreamLeague. I'm OD Pixel, I'm joined by Draskell, and we're ready to take you into Navi versus No Diggity, and of course a game that a lot of people are going to be very excited to see. Of course, No Diggity, they've been on a bit of a streak recently, Sin's team really stepping it up. Let's see if they can do it again. And Navi, you know, they had a great showing at Dota Pit. They've not really played that much since then, so not really a lot that we can take away from that. But of course, now's their chance as they kick off with their first game in the league to show us how well they can do against the other teams we've got involved here. We've seen the drafts, we've seen the lineups. Andy, what are your first thoughts coming into this one?
I'm kind of with the panel, actually. I think that Navi's lineup, albeit unconventional, has the potential to pressure a lot during the early game. Like, Fury and TP, Sunstrikes, a Shadow Demon, most of the time you want like 1 or 2 extra heroes who partner well with it to set up your disruption, you know, other stuns and whatnot. But they have 2 global heroes. So the off lane is going to be heavily pressured. I think the Beastmaster can have a tremendously hard time. And the nice thing is, the Shadow Demon on the team is the only one who really has to move, and everyone else can just go in after.
Well, you're going to maybe see something kick off here. Eyes are onto it. They're going to come in for the stun onto 3. Sinrin getting low though, and it's going to be the first blood. Nars start to take down Sin. They're going to lose 2 as well on the side of No Diggity. They are able to find down the Shadow Demon in return. But already this trade is not great for the side of Diggity. Look at these tree-up blocks here from General. Great stuff, allowing to get a lot of harassment onto Koifer on that mid OD as well. So ending there 2 for 1. Navi, they'll take that trade and they take first blood amongst that as well.
Howl is just a little bit too strong to fight against at level 1. So Ditchera wasn't even there, but he popped Howl as soon as the engagement happened. You just saw how much extra damage everyone did. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but 14 damage at level 1 is the equivalent of like Lunar Blessing on from Luna, so it's really good. But yeah, they get a 2 for 1. Gonna favor Navi. Also, I'm not entirely sure Rocket Barrage is super useful at level 1. Era actually just killed Flat Cannon instead because of the level 1 fight, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. I think Kezu is going to have a really hard time though. I think as soon as the Shadow Demon goes down to that lane, 1 disruption can just be a straight up kill. And I'm actually not sure how the Oracle interaction works with Fortune's End. Like when you disrupt somebody, I'm not sure if it cancels the channel, you know what I mean? Because you can Yules the person and it doesn't cancel. So if you disrupt him and then you Fortune's End, does it work the same way? Because that would be a sick combo actually. If you could do that.
Oh, I'm going to see indeed how that interacts, because as you said, in that sense, they might have be onto something here. Obviously, the Shadow Demon, just as a whole, a hero that we really don't see a lot, but we were talking about this earlier. Against No Diggity, there's certainly a lot of strengths for the hero.
Oh, absolutely. Like, No Diggity have a great lineup. And it's like Seb was saying, it's a lot of team fight orientation as well. Like playing against Swap, Beastmaster, Roar, Earth Spirit as well, there's a lot of long distance saves.
Yes.
Which is great against heroes like Lycan. It's good against the Furion. When you get sprouted, there's a lot of ways they can get out. As you see a roll in here.
Trying to go for a killer onto DiG. Soneko is going to be there with the backup, trying to hold back the side of Diggity, but they go in, and what, this aggression, they might get themselves a second. Soneko pops the Fairy Fire, it's not enough, and Yapzor, well, a fantastic rotation. He will go down, but he'll take that. You already said, you know, Kezu's going to be struggling down there, and that's exactly what the Beastmaster needed to make this lane a little easier for himself.
Yeah, I thought Art Style would actually be going bottom, but looks like they're going to try for mid instead.
Here's your combo here, but it's going to be off point. Dendi, a little bit slow there for the follow-up, and Yapzor, he's actually rolling into this one, kicks Art Style back. He's being incredibly aggressive here, Yapzor.
That's a bit optimistic. But,
just a little bit.
It's alright though, he's going to be able to soak some EXP while Quakefit gets the rune. But, I mean, the start of this game,
yeah.
I really thought Artstyle would be bottom, and I think it's a little bit of a mistake, not just making that safe lane a little bit easier. Because Oracle is not the best lane support by any means.
I mean, Quakefit's he's going in on Artstyle there, and the rolling from Yapzor. Dendi could be in trouble. He's low on mana, low on health. He's trying to turn around to get the kill on Yapzor, but Yapzor gets the stun out, loses his life, but they will take down Dendi on the Invoker. General with a rotation. And I'm going to have a pause it. But I mean, there a lot of stuff going down in the mid lane. It's all going on. The question is, you know, they lose Dendi on the Invoker. Do you think, I don't know if they're going to be able to get this kill onto Quakefit? Has General got another Sprout available?
He doesn't have Sprout at all.
He doesn't have Sprout,
yeah,
so
he doesn't have the skill. So I mean, he has boots, and Quakefit doesn't, but he also has a Fair Fire and Bottle Charge, so I'm not sure if they kill him. Maybe they do, but they have to chase him for a while.
Let's see what goes down. Quakefit still on the retreat, but yeah, as you said, the Bottle Charges, it's going to be a bit of a tough one. There's no way.
Walk it off.
No way.
OD is 315 base movement speed, so that hero's moving.
I mean, it's bottom lane Kezu. Yeah, thanks to that early couple of kills that Yapzor allowed him to get, he is just going ham on Soneko. He does not care about the harassment. He's going to play it safe now.
He's kind of already won the lane for Kezu, though. Just in the first engagement that they had, already being level 4.5 at 3 minutes into the game. That's fantastic. Like, that's more than you can ask for on offlane beasts. The thing about this particular lane as well is that at level 1 you skill Hawk and Boar, and you know, the Furion gets ahead of you in levels. You can just teleport down and get a Sunstrike, and the hero's just dead, which I thought is what they were going to do, but they're really prioritizing Dendi.
He keeps trying to go in incredibly aggressive, won't actually be able to connect the rolling boulder slope, so I don't think going to be able to follow through. But Yapzor at the moment, he has died 3 times, but at the same time he has set up and been involved in all 4 of the kills for the side, so he's certainly doing his job here as the Earth Spirit.
I think you can't really ask more from the guy. He's going to steal the regen as well. He's actually going to get chased down. Soneko doesn't have boots. Yeah, he's forced to TP out. Of course, Boulder smashes on CD, so he's not going to be able to actually get the kill. But just the amount of space that Yapzor is creating in this early game, like, he's died a bunch, but just creating havoc and making Navi uncomfortable during the laning phase is really all you need.
Damn, and we've seen this time and time again from Yapzor. You know, even on here, it's just like Enigma. He's always very aware of where he needs to be in top lane, while the combo is going to connect this time, bringing Arrow incredibly low, couple of points to shout out poison on him, and he's gone. So we are, I mean, this combo it's incredibly potent. I mean, you know, if they set up the disruptions for Dendi, they should be able to find pickoffs most of the times across the map, especially at this early stage of the game where heroes are fairly squishy.
As long as Dendi his timing is on point, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And the thing about it too is that it actually goes through BKB, so Soul Catcher and Sunstrike both
have a lot of pure damage.
Yeah. So these heroes like Gyro who want to go for, you know, Helm of the Dominator, SOY into straight BKB, you have Demonic Purge, Soul Catcher, Sunstrike combos, and a Lycan. So it's really hard, I think, for the Gyro and the OD to find space in this lineup, which is also kind of what Seb was alluding to during the draft, is like Lycan doesn't care if you like swap him, he'll just keep running in. Mid
lane again, harassment onto Quakefit, they do hit off the combo, he's got 3 stacks, it's going to bring him low, it's fine, pops the 1 charges. But now look at the kind of the CS in the mid lane as well, 19 to 7, 17 to 8, I mean 5.5 minutes in. It's not every game that you see the Invoker having more than the OD, and it's because of the play that Navi are going for. And again, looking for the kill onto Quakefit, they'll get it. There will be a TP through. It's going to be Yapzor coming in, seeing if he can pick something up. He gets the stun onto Artstyle, but still Dendi hangs around. Yapzor, can he get it? No. Indeed, as you said, Howl is popped, and Navi, they'll take themselves a second pick off in the mid lane. And just going back to this fact that this Invoker winning the lane against the OD, and that's something that a lot of teams have struggled to be able to do in this patch.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Cinderin really hasn't moved around too much. Like, Yapzor has been the one who's rotating pretty often. And I think in this type of game, when there's a lot of global presence, both of your supports kind of need to be present in the same place at the same time, but it's hard. Because if you leave Era alone, we saw what happens. You know, he gets picked off by the Sunstrike combo and a disruption. So I think the supports are getting split a little bit too thin on No Diggity. Like, the Venge can't really be there all the time, and the Earth Spirit can't really be there all the time. And Na'Vi they have less moving parts, okay? It's essentially just the Shadow Demon that has to be there, and then the Sunstrike combo is usually enough to kill. So I think that's one of the strengths that Na'Vi have is, you know, we don't need everyone there to kill because we can have Fury and TP in no matter where he is. General can be there, and a Sunstrike can be there for damage. And that can be enough to just straight up win you the laning phase, which so far for Na'Vi it's not going too badly. We see a bit of a rotation here towards bottom. YapzOr and Kezu maybe looking to go in, but DiG with his... of
course, all spotted out by this ward here, so unlikely for YapzOr to find anyone.
Okay, random Sunstrike. No, but I think this is exactly what Na'Vi want. They wanted to be the ones dictating the early tempo.
Yeah.
And the fact is, like, Shadow Demon's level 5 at 7 minutes. It's actually quite high. Shadow Demons can get under-leveled very quickly because they want to try to go around and make things happen. And, you know, if you fail 1 or 2 ganks and a hero doesn't die, then all of a sudden you just have this really bad early game. But the fact that Artstyle has been involved in 6 out of 7 of Navi's kills means that he's doing great on experience. And once he gets that Demonic Purge, oh man, the kills are just going to flow for Na'Vi.
Yeah, the 7 for 4 start, it's, the momentum, certainly the way of the Radiant. You can see Sind, as we talked about, went to the mid, and now he's headed down bottom. He's really looking to try and find something for the team, allow them to get a kill or a pick off, but it's proven to be hard at the moment. And now bottom lane, it looks like they are going to try and turn on the pressure. You've got them closing in, looking for some kind of opening that they can go for, but indeed as it still keeps, it's all spotted out by this ward. So unlikely that No Diggity find themselves a kill. They might get a bit of pressure onto the tower. Koifa just teeping away from General. But this bottom lane, No Diggity going to start to push in. It looks like Na'Vi might try and defend. They have got 3 heroes around. TP's coming through as well. Kezu hops the run to Seneko. General teeping in as well. But YapzOr coming in with a silence onto 2. They'll get the kill onto 1, and now General could be in trouble as well. YapzOr looking for TP out. DiG looking to fight, trying to get something in return. They get 2 kills for the side of No Diggity, but now Na'Vi with the turnaround. Sin looking for the TP. Is he going to be able to make it? Yes, he can. So they will only lose the Beastmaster. They do get themselves 2 out of it. So No Diggity finding a favorable trade there on the bottom lane, but only just.
That boulder smash, like, single-handedly won in that fight. Just hits both General and Seneko at the same time. Very nice stun fall up there from Cinderin. Didn't waste a stun on the hero that was going to die, so just overall, very nice execution on the dive. And losing Kezu, yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, but I mean, he's level 7. He's almost got his book 1, and it's 9 minutes into the game. He's got 34 CS. He's 3rd highest as the offlane. He's doing better than a Furion. That's like, what else does this guy actually need to do during the early game?
Exactly.
That's insane.
And in a lane that you said was going to be an issue for him, looking at the heroes on paper. It's not a nice lane for Beast.
They played it a little bit differently than I thought. Because if you have the Shadow Demon bottom, you can just, like, a disruption with a Sunstrike is enough to pressure the hero just straight up out of lane. Like, he's gone. And if you get the Lycan a little bit ahead, you kill the offlaner, 1 or 2 times. You open up Roshan very early inside of the game. Maybe even before the gyrocopter is ready and willing to fight. But the rotations from No Diggity quite early here, as we can come to expect. Tier 1 tower is going to be dropping in their favor. And with level 8 on Gyro, Era is now very ready to participate.
TP's top. And so they look to just hold down the pressure that General was applying with the Nature's Prophet mid lane. Dandy, Seneko, and DiG looking to try and take some in here, and have a good chance of getting it. You have got Cinderin coming across along with Koifa, and he's got a haste rune as well. He's going to put Dandy in the Astral, so they can set something up. YapzOr looking to time the stun, a little bit off the point though. And he will be able to walk himself away, and here's your Disruption Sunstrike combo, and Cinderin bursted down. They'll drop the Demonic Purge on Koifa. He's going to try and look for the TP out. He's not going to make it. Double kill for Dandy. Really nice team play from Na'Vi in the mid lane and just catching No Diggity off guard. And it just looks to be a bit of a mess in that defense that the Dire side tried to form.
Yeah, Era not being there, not able to contribute. Cinderin maybe overextending a tiny bit, the boulder smash missing. It was a lot of really small things that ended up giving Na'Vi a huge advantage. So you miss this guaranteed initiation that they should have with the boulder and the astral combo. As soon as that misses, there's no follow-up stun from Cinderin. He has to get out of position to throw the stun, and they just immediately punish it. And of course, Shadow Demon being level 6 means that Koifa gets Demonic Purge, they lose the tower. It was just a series of unfortunate events that give Na'Vi an even bigger advantage during this early game. And another reason why it's so hard to take fights against this style of team, because even if, you know, they like Dendy's farming somewhere and, you know, General's top, there's still potential for 2 or 3 extra things to happen to your hero if it's just a Shadow Demon, right? And that's a perfect example because General wasn't there at the start of the fight. It was just a disruption and a Sunstrike, 1 cold snap, and the hero is just gone. So the solo kill potential on Na'Vi is insane at all stages, and that pressures the supports a lot because they need to be ready at every single point. And I even think that it's a lot on Era as well. If he's not at the team fights ready to throw out a call down, Na'Vi can 5-man at the drop of a hat. You know, just we get +2 heroes here immediately. 1 Sunstrike, 1 Fury and TP. You're gonna need that gyro to be very cognizant of that fact.
I mean, at the same time, obviously, the way that Era's playing, kind of just focusing on keeping himself out and looking for the farm, is there kind of a method to that playing against Na'Vi's lineup, or do you feel that that's just going to fall off? You need to be in these fights. You can't afford to try and take it late and just focus on the farming this game as a gyro.
I think it's scary to only farm, but at the same time, he does have a majority of his team smoked up, so they are trying to do something. It's not like, you know, Era's just sitting AFK, you know, doing whatever. He's very tentative right now about even defending this tier 1. Like, if he goes up here and they see him, it's like if Fury and TP is behind him, he gets sprouted or disrupted, and he's just gonna die. Like,
he's got to be. I mean, 4 heroes of Na'Vi eyeing him up, and yeah, that initial disruption, he's going to take a lot from the Sunstrike combo. We'll move in with a cooldown by getting bursted down, low the heal. Now Sun's actually out, but he will finally go down to the poison. We're going to have Cinnamon coming in with the defense, but Sin now sprouted up. Looks like he's going to be in trouble too as the poison flies through. And, well, with that tornado on point, Dendy, he's already on a killing spree. He's going to be able to cap it up a little bit more as Artstyle picks up a double kill. TP now coming in from Koifa, eyeing up Artstyle, gets the soul catch and a bit of poison now, trying to juke this off it. General coming around as well in the tree line. And the Sunstrike combo, it's on point. Deafening blast comes through from Dendy. They're going to look for another kill, and they're going to find it. Only losing DiG amongst that fight, finding 4 kills, a tower as well. Na'Vi just playing this to perfection, and well, no Diggity after that fight. They're taking a huge hit to the bank as Na'Vi soaring ahead now 13 minutes in, and top 3 net worth all on the side of Na'Vi.
I would love to hear Seb's opinion on this, but I feel like the type of lineup that Na'Vi is running, if you're playing against it and your communication isn't like amazing, you're gonna struggle. Because every single, you know, the way they play the game, Na'Vi are looking at it from a very different perspective. It's like we see a hero out of position. As long as we have Shadow Demon there, it's a kill. You know what I mean? Like that disruption, that's a kill every single time. So you need to be either swapping heroes or starting your own fights, which I think is what No Diggity were trying to do. They were smoked up looking for an engagement, but Na'Vi are just pure aggression every single time. They want to push, they want to take the fights, they want to open up the opportunity for Lycan to go Roche. Because it's very similar to playing against an Ursa in that sense. Lycan is great at taking Roshan at an early stage in the game. So if you give Na'Vi this start, and they continue this momentum and continue to push, No Diggity are going to have a really hard time coming back because it's going to start to be Roshan after the next tier 1 tower. And then maybe you don't have BKBs fast enough, and it can get very scary very quickly.
And it certainly feels as well, I mean, just looking at Dendy's farm, 7.1k on the Invoker. The fact that they did put, obviously just Artstyle sitting mid at the start and allowing Dendy to get this beginning, it's certainly paying off for the side. And, you know, this has got to be something that No Diggity should be very, very scared of, this Dendy Invoker, because we know this man can do amazing things on a hero, and especially when he's at the start that he was given. They're trying for Roshan, but Na'Vi are there. And yeah, No Diggity, they can't really go for this until they take a fight, and Na'Vi, they're very much ready to fight if No Diggity want to give it to them.
Well, No Diggity do have all of their ultimates. Like, they have Magnetize, they have the Call Down, the Beastmaster Roar. The tools that are necessary for their team to win a fight are available. It's just a matter of if they can coordinate it properly. Because just as No Diggity have saves, you know, Na'Vi have saves as well. They have Oracle, they have Shadow Demon. That can obviously be used in a defensive manner. We've seen mostly offensive disruptions, though, but here we go. Smoke coming in here from No Diggity. Looks like they saw the Nature's Prophet mid, but that doesn't really mean much.
Yeah, this could be the start. They can pick off DiG at the beginning. And they're going to spot him out with the stun. It's off point. DiG jukes it out. He's now actually going to be defensively disrupted. Actually lucky that No Diggity didn't follow through that, because that could have turned out badly for him.
That could have been real bad.
Oh, nice Sunstrike onto Koifa.
Honestly, with him being that low, they
want to go. DiG being blocked up by Artstyle. Artstyle blocking DiG. Artstyle, get out of the way, son. It looks like it doesn't matter, so they won't go in.
Yeah.
But
that was a little bit
the
weird.
ping's coming out there, so move out my way.
Yeah, but General is doing the right thing here too. He's just pushing top. He's actually going for mech, so says that Navi don't really want to go too long. He still has TP. He really wants to finish mech before this team fight. He can TP back to base, pick up the mech, and then teleport into the fight. Yeah. That would actually help them so much against the cooldown right now.
This is a good time to fight. You know, Lycan's ult is now down. So I guess he's still got the how to offer, but other than that, this is a good time for No Diggity to try and finish it off.
Yeah, they're killing it quite slow though. They're giving General a lot of time in this top lane. He's sending the mech out to himself. He's not going to TP to base.
Yeah, he's just chilling. And Arstar's actually killed Cinder already, and that's off. Vincere coming through. Yapso jumping into the middle of the door. Now they get the cooldown. Kezu falling low. DiG, he's getting bursting down and Void, but getting the right clicks, but he has been disarmed for the time being. And Yapso trapped up in the trees. They found themselves 3, and Na'Vi just about keeping themselves alive. DiG should still pop here, and he will. It's a double kill for Arstar, and General just cleaning up on the back lines. Now got 900 gold after just finishing that mech as well.
You know, that
was a mess.
That fight didn't even have a mech. Like, if General TP'd back to base like I thought he would and TP'd into the fight, they wouldn't have lost a single hero because he would have teleported in, used mech while the Oracle ulti was on the Lycan, and he would have gotten double heal. He goes back up like 500 HP, and then everything would have been a-okay. But obviously they still team wipe, so No Diggity not in too great of a position. It's very misleading looking at, like, you know, things like CS and whatnot, because the way that Navi's lanes work is they can be anywhere pretty much at any given time, and it's very hard to keep track of that kind of movement. And even with the Beastmaster, it's like they know they need to get this.
Yeah,
if they don't get this Roshan, the game becomes extremely difficult.
I mean, the question is, are Navi going to come back and check it again?
Well, it doesn't look like they're going to be fast enough.
Oh, the Sunstrike still! No!
Oh my god, that was actually
very close.
He stopped his auto attack. I'm pretty sure if he auto attacked it, he would have gotten it. That was actually insanely close.
Oh, Bendy, blinking it off. And No Digs. I mean, as you said, they needed that. They do get it.
God, how sick would that have been if Bendy got that freaking Roshan kill? That would have been insane.
It would have made him even richer. I mean, 8.2k. It doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. And the issue now, the fact that both the Lycan and the Nature's Prophet, we saw them pretty much sitting neck and neck with both Coif and Era, but now they are well ahead.
The biggest problem now that No Diggity are running into is that if you're playing into an over-leveled team like Navi, and they have this mass summon strat with like Lycan Wolves, Treants, Illusions as well, like we can't forget that the new Disruption, once he starts leveling it, it lasts for 12 seconds late game. 12 seconds is a long time. Especially when you're sieging.
The illusions, not the disruption.
Yeah, the illusions, yeah.
I mean, 12-second disruption, that'd be great.
That would be, yeah, if you delete a hero from the game for 12 seconds, see you later. That'd be like playing Necrophos, just a little bit worse. But the D push they have isn't great. Okay, splat.
That was...
I love how they're using the Lycan Wolves to scout out Sunstrikes and stuff like that.
I think the Wolves, they've just been on Sin the whole game.
Yeah.
It's like, let's watch this guy. He's going to do something stupid.
When you have a low HP support and you're not, like, you don't have Tranquils or something like that to keep yourself at a high threshold of health, and you take a little bit of chip damage.
Oh, and Coif for top lane. They're setting him up here. He's already low.
Sunstrike this time.
Yeah, and this time, well, Yapso's rolling forward. See if they can go for something here. Artstar.
Yapsor, man. He keeps missing his boulder smashes. He had such a strong start, and then after that, I think he's missed, like... I mean, it's probably easier to count the stuns that he's landed. That's how bad it's been, unfortunately.
Sind, what's he going to do down here? Well, that brings the creep wave back, but well, still is the tower. Coif going on a 1v1 here with the Shadow Demon. Let's see how it pans out. She's got backup. The Sunstrike from Dandy, not going to quite connect, but Coif still loses the Aegis. Artstar's still actually alive here thanks to the Glimmer Cave. He's going to try and hide off the sidelines, but the Magnetize will still finish him off. But hey, that's the Aegis down.
I mean, their core almost got soloed by a Shadow Demon. That's not a good sign. General had to come in to finish him off, but he got him quite low, which is not a good sign. And there's also Book 3, and Vlad's already finished up here on Ditchura. I mean, I guess Kezu almost has his Book 3 as well, so there are still ways that they can take the team fights. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult. The problem that playing against Oracle in this game is that he doesn't really do a whole lot in the lane. Like, we saw how much of a struggle it was for him to contest against, like, even just the Beastmaster after Yapsor ganked for the lane. But he can just dispel Roar. That's really all he needs to do during a team fight. It's like, my Lycan pop Shapeshift, right? And then if you don't Roar him, he has free reign. But if we do Roar him, it just gets dispelled. So it's like, what do we do against the Lycan?
Yeah.
He just runs at us. We have one real reliable disable against that hero, and it just gets dispelled. Maybe you Magic Missile him, I guess, but eventually he's going to get BKB. And then you got serious issues.
No. I mean, one of the upsides for No Diggity, I guess, is when it comes to high ground defense, they've got some pretty good tools.
Yeah.
When it gets to that point.
I mean, having call down, Sanity's Eclipse, stuff like that, it's really good for high ground defense in theory. But Navi's lineup is also great at controlling the map after they have control of it. So when you have Furion, the number 1 issue...
Ooh, Dandy, he's starting on to Kuiper. Blink dodges the stun. There'll be a self-Bastro keeping himself alive, but Yapzor will pay with his life. Kuiper now sprouted up. I mean, he's not getting himself out of this one. 2 quick kills for Na'Vi.
Yeah. This is actually...
It's bordering on slightly stompy.
It is a little bit stompy. And especially considering that No Diggity, you know, the very first fight they had, they fought at the Rune, they got owned by Howl damage. And then they had that really good gank bottom, and it looked alright for them, but just time after time, disruption into kill, it just keeps happening. You know, Dendi missed that 1 Sunstrike, but after that, it's been all on point every single time. And that combination just... The amount of damage that you can deal in a short time period is ridiculous.
And Dendi now 22 minutes with his Ag stun on top of the Blink Drone's Midas. It's really is quite something. 7-1-12 on his KDA.
Yep.
This Invoker game for Denny certainly no exception to what we've come to expect from him. And I mean, obviously, it was going to be interesting in the next draft as well to see if No Diggity take it away and in what sense they do, because we know from previous experiences as well that Kuiper, he has got quite an Invoker performance up his arms as up his sleeves as well. So we might see a switch around. Then it's going to be interesting to see how they do react to this performance. Because I mean, letting Denny have the Invoker again, that's got to be risky, because we know that Na'Vi can play very well around it as well, as we saw in the laning stage, just allowing Dendi to win a lane as Invoker against an OD.
I think it's also a difference in playstyle as well. If you notice, Quakefoot typically plays the farm-centric mids. You know, he plays like Furion periodically, he plays OD. He doesn't typically play the hero that acts as the initiator, where Dendi, I think, is maybe a little bit more flexible in that regard. You know, we've seen Dendi puck in the past. I mean, obviously Invoker is one of his go-tos, even back to the TI2, TI3 era, but I still often feel like he can do more mid roles, I suppose, if you want to think of it that way, than what Quakefoot typically does for his team. Because it's like Kezu and Cinderin, and then you have Yapzor, who is like the space creators, and then Quakefoot and Era are always just farm. So I don't know if that's just the difference in playstyle that's giving them an advantage in this sense, but they did have the choice of mids. That's the other thing to mention here. No Diggity, they didn't go for mid until I think after the Invoker was picked, because they first picked Beastmaster, right? And then they picked Venge.
And Invoker was his first pick, yeah. Oh, they lane. Dendi jumps in with the Tornado and Arrow, just feeling the full front of this. Cineron will swap him out to save, and there'll be a cooldown that's going to connect onto lots of them, but Cineron's going to be sacrificed. The Surge Strike, oh! It is shared damage, so Arrow's going to be around for the time being, but the Necro unit's bringing him incredibly low. And again, Na'Vi, they just jump in, and No Diggity, they're not ready for this amount of pressure. This is a lot from Na'Vi at this point.
I really think the Lycan pick is a stroke of brilliance. Yeah. Like, that hero is actually so good against OD.
And again, the Na'Vi playstyle complements it as well. We saw at the start the stat that Dichara on Lycan, when he's been playing with Na'Vi at the moment, 6-0. And this is looking to turn it into a 7-0, 100% win rate.
I think what they probably do is, second phase, maybe either, if they want to go OD, they don't leave Lycan in the pool, like they might ban it, or they might go aggro against it. Because Lycan's not a super strong laner, but you can shut him down quite early and, you know, get advantage that way, which I thought is what they were trying to do by having a dual offlane, but then Yapzor just left. Yeah. He's just like, nah, I don't want to stick around here anymore. I'm going to try to make maybe a little bit more happen. Maybe that's one of the downfalls of playing Earth Spirit in this type of game, is you actually feel like you have to do so much because you're playing against Furion and Lycan and with an extra Invoker, and you just know you're going to get pushed eventually. Like, that 5-man is coming, and the amount of damage that they deal and just the ability for them to go high ground at an early stage in the game is terrifying. So
this might be a chance for No Diggity to find themselves a pick here. They're smoked up, and they're going to find the stun and initiation onto Artstyle. Veils down, and Glimmercape himself off. Where's the
it's only a book 2. It's only a book 2.
Oh,
not like this.
Hey, come on, Sind. We're going to need Dust next time. It helps you see Invis heroes. Oh dear.
He didn't get the memo.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I thought Kezu was like super close to... Oh, he bought Blink instead of getting a book 3.
Oh, that cost him.
That's why. I was like, I saw him a couple minutes ago. I was like, he has like 1,200 gold. He's almost got his book 3. I even think I said it. And then he bought Blink instead.
Oh boy, oh boy. This,
I must have not caught that right away.
A rough start to the day for No Diggity at the moment. 26 minutes in, as we saw from the stat there, you know, every time Na'Vi's got this amount of kills by this point and they've been on Radiant, they've won every game.
Yeah.
So if they're able to bring this one back, and I want to ask you about one of the items, the choice that Quakefoot goes for in a game where he's behind 26 minutes and he still goes and finishes off that Orchid on this OD build.
I think it's better damage-wise for auto-attacking than a Natus by a pretty wide margin. Obviously, it's a bit more expensive. Most Invoker builds nowadays don't involve anything like Euls. It's usually what you see Dandy having right now, so the Orchid is still very effective against Invoker because you can't dispel it in any way. I suppose Oracle could do it, but he's probably gonna use it on Lycan like every single fight. It just makes the most sense. No reason to use False Promise on anyone else, in my opinion. So it can still be moderately useful. But the other thing too is when you have this item, you actually want to blink really badly because getting in range to Orchid can often put yourself in a really bad position. So the blink synergy becomes stronger once you have the item. I think he just realizes that he needs an item to deal damage, because if they don't have that hero hitting extremely hard, then winning a fight is near impossible.
And we now see Na'Vi with the Aegis onto Dichira. He, of course, just finished off his BKB. At the same time, Era has finished off his as well, so he's going to be a little bit harder for Na'Vi to burst down, but at the same time, we talked about already the pure damage combination that they have got, and we know that the physical damage is ample from Na'Vi. If they can find Era, he's still gone. And we're seeing a Shadow Demon that's just about 30 gold away from picking up the Aghanim's at 27 minutes into a game. Yeah,
you can tell that No Diggity's game plan didn't really come to fruition because as Gyro, you want to be fighting at a very early stage. But the thing is, No Diggity lost their lanes quite hard.
Yeah.
So as soon as you lose lanes, Gyro as a hero becomes less effective, and they just kept getting picked off. They never really got a chance to show their 5-man potential until that Roshan engagement.
And Dendy's just kind of jumping in on his own here. He really is on his own. He's going to get rolled. Dendy may have gone in a little bit aggressive there.
Too ham.
I think he may have got carried away with himself. He was having a great game, and that was, yeah, just a little bit too cocky there from the Dondo, and that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money into the pockets of No Diggity, so, wow, that was a big kill.
That's a Shadow Demon Aghanims, boys. That is actually the reverse.
You get a demonic purge, you get a demonic purge, everyone gets a demonic purge.
Dude, it is so annoying to play against this. It is actually just, even if you have BKB, you just keep slowing the hero with BKB, and it is just obnoxious. Yeah,
I mean, two of those, and that's going to outdo the duration of Era's newly found BKB.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Webus going through the auras for us, showing all the Shadow Demon.
Get rid of that.
Shadow Demon aura steals. Elite strats.
I mean, can he go for a solo, man? Can he go for a solo kill? Let's see this. Go on, Arthur. Give us some styling. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. But Genoa wanted to come in as well. But I think, Artstyle caught wind of the fact that Yapzor has turned up. And there's your first demonic purge. Let's give it a bit of some. He's out of mana, of course, Artstyle.
He doesn't have roll, man.
It doesn't matter. Look at General's right clicks. He's going to have to turn around for a couple more, and they will find it. Quakefoot now coming in, looking for a cleanup, looking for Artstyle, but again, the Glimmer Cave's out. They do have the vision at the moment. Quakefoot continuing to chase. Artstyle, can he juke this? He can't juke that. He's down. They will find the kill onto Shadow Demon. Seneko now being caught out by No Diggity as well. Dichira has turned up to the fight. Now he's going to try and turn. Era pops the BKB, but it doesn't matter. Look at this wolf. This wolf is hungry, and he's eating through the entirety of No Diggity. Double kill for Dichira. You might be about to make that one a triple, and you are. Dichira turning up. At this point of the game, it's all too much for the side of No Diggity. They may have the magic immunity, but they do not have the dog immunity. This Lycan doing more than enough, and now the push comes in, and we know it's strong for Na'Vi. I mean, at this point, this could be back to the drawing board for No Diggity. They don't have a buyback on either Quakefoot or Kezu. And it will at least be the mid lane racks going down by the looks of it. Eren Yapzor are coming forward. Maybe they can actually hold. They'll jump in with the Magnetize, but Denny jumps back in. Tornado onto 2. Cinnamon turning up as well, but Cinnamon already taking a lot of damage. They will find the kill onto Dichira, but he's got that Aegis. He's going to be back and ready for round 2. But No Diggity, they are holding. And it looks like they will be able to keep the racks alive, and Na'Vi would have really liked to finish off that melee racks. They'll send in the Forge Spirits trying to do it, and they will be able to get it there. So the push does end up being successful for Na'Vi. But at the least, No Diggity hold on to the game, but again, just falling further and further behind the heroes of Na'Vi. They are going to need quite a comeback to bring this game back round.
Yeah, this is a disaster. I'm not entirely sure how you pull this one back. They just don't really... They don't have the kind of team that functions that well from behind.
He has found Dichira here, and Dichira, he could be Ditcher dead. There's going to be a defensive disruption here, and Dichira pops the BKB. He's actually going to live through this. He's got Oracle's backup as well, so it looks like No Diggity are going to be able to find the kill. It looks but very tasty to them. And Error, he's still hanging around it. Bringing DiGi might actually get it, but DiGi with the Celebrate is not enough. They will end up finishing off the Lycan. Dendy, silenced up by Quifers Orchid. Yapsa coming through as well. They're looking for Artstyle. Artstyle, he's going to be backed up by Dendy. President Tornado Meteor. Deafening blast onto 3, but Error pops the BKB. Will finish off Artstyle on the Shadow Demon. So, despite Dendy's attempts, won't be able to save the Shadow Demon. No Diggity, they do find themselves 2 huge kills. And at this point where you're kind of this far behind, these kills, they equal a lot of gold for the lineup.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what, like, Na'Vi are doing this kind of concave around No Diggity's base, just trying to effectively farm, but they're just getting picked, so I would like to see them pick up a gem, because the warding on No Diggity is pretty much what's allowing them to get these kills. Yeah. If you buy a gem and you have Furion on your team, you can just kill every single, like, you can just sprout the high ground, you know? You don't have to mess around with it. You just buy a gem, deward everything, control the map effectively, and then just win by having a massive gold advantage. But I think a lot of it is just, you know, they're buying like the Solar Crest on their Oracle. They're buying just items. They're not actually getting a gem, which would just win them the game. Because look at how much vision No Diggity have outside of their base. They can see almost everything. So you can't actually constrict the map the way that Navi's lineup is supposed to, just by virtue of not having a gem.
Well, that range creep certainly got shown when I saw it. Then he just seeing if you get a bit of damage onto Kezu. Worth noting as well, the Shadow Demon with Ether Lens, as well as the Aghanim Scepter at this point.
We got some long-range purges coming in here.
And General picking up that Sacrifice as well. So this really could be another real kicker if No Diggity can't live against this fight that Na'Vi are looking for. Smoked in, moving on the mid lane. Cinder, oh, he's revealed himself, and there's the range from Demonic Player straight down onto Cinder, and he will throw out a magic missile, but it doesn't matter, he's gonzo.
His meteor timing has been really off, actually. It's really weird to watch. Like, he tornadoes, and then he's got a lot of points into Quas, which is very unconventional. Like, he's only got 2 Wex right now. So his tornado timing is just all jazzed up.
Let's see what No Diggity can do. The pressure is going to come in hard for Na'Vi. They take down the tier 3. They are without Sin for 20 seconds. They may just have to let these racks go, unfortunately, as much as they'd love to try and stop them, but it's just too much, this pushing power from Na'Vi that's come online, well, a long time ago, and it still stays strong 33 minutes in. Kezu, I mean, this solo, Shadow Demon nearly doing it. Yapso kicking him away, but it doesn't matter. Kezu's down for 55 seconds. You've got Dendy finishing off an Octarine core at 33 minutes. He's nearly hitting 20k net worth. This looks to be all but over for the side of No Diggity. The setup onto Error, sprouted up as well. And we'll clear out a bit of the wave here with the flat cannon. There's the swap onto Artstyle, but Artstyle again with the Glimmer Cape, walking it off. He's got the backup of Seneko, pops him into the false promise. Right, but desperately trying to stop this top. They will hit the stun off, and nice silence as well. And that is your Lycan down. Ditcheron now gone. The pushing power is certainly stunted. But the rest of Na'Vi are out, and they were able to clean out that second set of racks on the bottom lane. So still, even though Na'Vi giving away costly kills, they're still finding more than enough objectives to keep themselves ahead of this game.
Yeah, they only really have to like suicide push one more time, and I think that will probably just be the end of things. This is the richest Shadow Demon I think I've ever seen in the game.
Nice.
Not only has it been one of the only Shadow Demons I've seen in a long time, but art style is just loaded.
He's having a lovely game.
They hate buying gems. They really do.
Yeah,
they just don't
walked it off every time.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they have a Necro and everything, but it's
I think they did buy it as the Earth Spirit. He bought a gem earlier, isn't? What happened?
Yeah,
he's still got it. He has still got it. Yeah.
But that is actually such a game-winning item when you're in Navi's position. It's like, yeah, we're already winning, but let's win harder. You know, let's make sure that No Diggity don't have a way of coming back, because having vision is pretty much giving you map control. That's how you should think of it in layman's terms. But Na'Vi still in a very good position here. Would be a
very impressive performance. AC done as well. I mean, you talked about just throwing your bodies at the top racks. It's going to be even more effective now. They need something big. They really need Error to try and get some damage online. He has picked up a Demon Edge on top of the BKB. I mean, maybe if he finishes off an MKB, and with the auras that they've got, of course, Beastmaster's attack speed, the Venge's damage aura as well. They do have a fair bit of punch, but we're already seeing Na'Vi, they're just tanking up.
Yeah. You bring up a solid point, though. You can't underestimate like Beastmaster and Venge aura together with Wave of Terror. Like, the amount of physical damage that Diggity have isn't small. It's just the fact that you have Vlad's AC aura coming from the Lycan, which is something that we haven't really talked about a lot because we just don't see the hero very much anymore. But this is a very common build-up for him. So that just gives the entire team a flat 10 armor, which is huge in a lot of these team fights. You're playing against like flat cannon, you know, people all the time talk about how Warcry is so great on Sven because you get this 20 armor for your team.
Okay, this is a great way to start the fight for NoDiggity. If they can take down Denny, but Mortspot is going to keep him alive. They're going to allow him to throw out the combo. Era pops the BKB. Ditcheron now coming in with the ultimate, eats down Cinder, and that's going to be one gone. Now focusing onto Era, but at the same time, they've already lost two on the side of Navi. Double kill here for Kezu. Era getting kicked away. They're trying to save him, but it doesn't matter. Ditcheron still chases him down. Demonic Purge now to Yapzor. Ditcheron, who's going to look for, he is trying to find himself the Earth Spirit, and they will. 4 down on the side of NoDiggity. It's going to be a buyback from Dendi. Navi looking to finish off the game. Yapzor buys himself back into this one. There is a buyback available on Quakefer, but no buyback for either Cinderin or Era for this defense. So it is going to be Mega Creeps by the looks of it. And NoDiggity, this could be the end of the line. In fact, they've just had the gold here for Era's buyback. They've just had the gold come up. So he will be able to get himself now back into the game. Maybe Navi aren't expecting this art style. Walking it off again. I mean, we've seen him just walk out of so many of these situations absolutely perfectly. Sunstrike, oh, it's bringing him low. Not quite enough to bring him down. NoDiggity, they will live to fight another day. Mega Creeps aren't going to come out thanks to the buyback from the Dire. Ditcherat, he's going to find himself Roshan. So, I don't know, man. NoDiggity, they are holding on. They're giving it their all, but it is looking grimmer and grimmer. And now they are at this point with all the buybacks on the line. Navi take one more fight, and they will be able to take themselves the game. But at the same time, though, you've got to remember, Dendi also did buy back into that one, looking to close it up. So if they can find the Invoker kill, NoDiggity might just find themselves an opening to get a push on. And we know that their push is very strong as well, down to those auras.
Yeah, winning a fight, though.
Yeah, that's the issue.
How do you actually want to fight as NoDiggity right now? I mean, they get a Vlad's up, which is nice and everything. I'm trying to think if there's any other safe laner they could have picked that would have fared better against this. I like the suggestion that Seb had of just putting the OD safe lane and then just having it be like a Wind Ranger mid, because Wind Ranger is really good against Lycan. Lycan doesn't want to buy MKB pretty much at any stage in the game, which means that normally this hero that kind of wants to run at you can't focus that target, which is great, because one less target who's dealing high physical damage means that a hero that can actually kill the Lycan, because that's what they're really suffering from. They have no damage that pierces BKB outside of Gyro.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. I mean, sure, the Venjor and the Beastmaster are a help, but the other issue is Lycan is so mobile in fights with no reliable hard lockdown, having the Oracle being able to just cast False Promise on Aurora if, you know, he's in the good position. It means that you don't really have anyone who can hold the Lycan in place and reliably hit him long enough for the auras to really matter that much. So, I don't know. I was thinking Ursa, but then I'm like, no, Ursa's really bad against Shadow Demon. Like, really bad. And then it's like, okay, maybe they can pick, like, Clinks or something, and it's like, Clinks has the same problem against Lycan that Gyro has. It's just like, Lycan runs at you, and you have to run away.
We have it. Talking about people running at you, it's maybe just going to be Navi running at the racks here on the top lane, trying to finish it off. Astral onto Ditcherar. Let's see if they can try and set something off. Raw onto Dendi on the background. Is now swapped in deep behind enemy territory, but Dendi going to be kept alive here by the False Promise. Era pots the BKB, but so does Ditcherar. Ditcherar with superior damage. Moving in onto Era. Era will get taken down. That's him down. No buyback available. Sin's going to be gone as well. Ketsu stuck in the ice wall. He's gone. So Quakefer as well. GG is cool. Navi take the game. 39 minutes in. NoDiggity. They gave it their all to the end, but ending with a 35,000 net worth lead. Navi certainly turning up in style this afternoon. And it's going to be very interesting to see how NoDiggity react to that in Game 2, because this game, Navi's draft just worked perfectly, and NoDiggity didn't have the answers that maybe they felt that they had from their hero picks at the start.
Yeah, it was really cool to see. You could tell that Navi were in their comfort zone with the kind of team they drafted. Like, Ditcherar, he's a Lycan player. Everyone had known that even before he joined, or joined Navi in the first place, and he showed, like, you know, it's a comfort zone thing for him. Everyone just knew exactly what they were supposed to do. Art style helped out mid. I thought